Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to your coffee break on HAN Network. John Kovach with Donna Lang, Sharon Glatt at the controls. This Monday, we're beginning with breaking news out of Shelton. This word just in the past few minutes. A 17-year-old boy who attends Shelton High School faces charges after a threat of gun violence was tweeted on the internet. That image that you see is not the student, whose name has not been released. A concerned parent contacted Shelton police late Sunday after seeing a tweet which read, "I have a gun and I think I am going to use it tomorrow," quote unquote. The parent told police that she believed the message was posted by a Shelton High School student. Police investigated and found out that it was in fact tweeted by a 17-year-old who attends Shelton High School. The juvenile was arrested early this morning, charged with second-degree breach of peace, and released on a promise to appear in court later this month. The student does not have a gun, Shelton police said this morning. You can follow developments on that story at sheltonherald.com. Also this morning out of the Valley, this from the Valley Independent Sentinel, a judge has dismissed second-degree larceny charges against former Derby High School principal Greg Gaillard. He has been granted accelerated rehabilitation, that is a special form of probation that expunges one's record following a term of probation in the case of first-time offenders. 5 after the hour right now. Over the weekend, we learned what they thought the case was on Friday when police searched an abandoned property in Weston. The son and girlfriend of an Easton couple, missing since August, have now been charged with the couple's murder after their remains were found in Weston on Friday. Kyle Navin, the month before his parents disappeared, allegedly wrote to his girlfriend that he had the perfect plan to get money for life, according to an arrest warrant. And a few days before they vanished, Jeanette Navin, Kyle Navin's mother, confided to a friend that she and her husband planned to cut him out of their will. The adult son of the trash-hauling businessman and school library aide is now charged with killing his parents and dumping their bodies in the yard of a vacant home on Norfield Road in Weston. That is where police searched Thursday night into Friday, found human remains, and confirmed over the weekend that it was, in fact, the Navins. Kyle Navin, who lived in Bridgeport, faces charges of 2 counts of murder and murder with special circumstances. His girlfriend has also been charged with conspiracy to commit murder and hindering prosecution. The bodies of Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin, both of Easton, were found outside a vacant home in Weston. According to the arrest warrant for Navin's girlfriend, Jennifer Valiante, police said Jeanette Navin had been distraught over the situation with her son in the days before she and her husband disappeared in August. She told a longtime acquaintance that her relationship with her son was very tempestuous and that she suspected he was abusing drugs. She also confided that the couple had purchased the home in Bridgeport that was searched shortly after the couple disappeared for their son, but he was willing to pay mortgages and taxes on that house. Jeanette Navin told a friend that the couple planned to cut the 27-year-old son out of the will, sell the trash hauling business, and leave Kyle without any financial support from his families. Investigators said they reviewed text messages between Valiante and Kyle Navin before his parents vanished. In one sent during July, he mentioned a plan to, quote, solve every single problem and give us a wealthy, amazing life, end quote. Navin's lawyer, Eugene Riccio of Bridgeport, said Saturday morning that he expects his client will be served with arrest papers by state police over the weekend. He could be arraigned as early as today. His 31-year-old girlfriend, Valiante, was arrested Friday. She is expected to be arraigned. Navin is being held in a federal prison in Rhode Island on a federal weapons charge. You can follow this story at the Weston Forum. A 19-year-old man from the Bronx has been charged with fourth-degree sexual assault after police said he refused to stop groping and kissing a woman during a Halloween party at Sacred Heart University, despite repeated pleas by the student for him to do so. The woman told the school's public safety department that she had been sexually assaulted by the unknown male, later identified as 19-year-old Frank Anthony Sapienza, again of the Bronx, New York. Sapienza reportedly admitted that he did not stop immediately after being asked to do so by the victim. He was charged with fourth-degree sexual assault. Sacred Heart University officials say Sapienza is not a student at the school. Sapienza was initially held in lieu of a $1,000 bond, but was released after posting it. He is due in court November 9th in Bridgeport. State police said the woman whose body was found on the Wilbur Cross Parkway in Woodbridge Friday was the victim of a hit-and-run accident, and they are now seeking information about the vehicle that struck her. The victim was identified as 68-year-old Eula H. Whitley of New Haven. State police ask anyone with information about the vehicle that hit her to contact them. DOT workers found her body around 8:40 Friday morning near exit 59 on the southbound side of the parkway. State police said the accident happened during the night. The highway was closed shortly after 9 Friday morning and stayed closed for nearly 7 hours. Police say they are looking for a Nissan Versa hatchback or four-door. Sometime model year somewhere between 2007 and 2009. It is believed to have front end damage. Anyone with information asked to contact the Bethany Barracks, 203-393-4200. 10 after the hour on your coffee break this Monday morning. Trumbull police have again used Narcan to revive a potential heroin overdose victim. In a press release this morning, Trumbull police said police and EMS administered Narcan early Sunday night to revive a 24-year-old man suffering from a heroin overdose on Pemberton Drive. Police said they found the victim slumped in a chair, unresponsive and not breathing. They administered Narcan, which reverses the effects of opiates. Within seconds, police said the victim took a deep breath and began again to breathe. Trumbull EMS transported the man to St. Vincent's Hospital. This is the fourth time that Trumbull first responders have used Narcan to revive someone who has overdosed on heroin since July 14th. Bridgeport police Saturday announced the arrest of 2 men in connection with a late September murder in the Park City. 24-year-old Muhammad Rahim of Jackson Street in Ansonia and 25-year-old Jeremy Bratz of Stratford have both been charged in the fatal shooting of Duhaney Watson around 3 a.m. September 27th. Police said Rahim and Bratz met Watson at a gas station near the corner of Main Street and North Avenue in Bridgeport. They then got into a car together to drive to Watson's Charles Street home, where the men hoped to buy heroin from him. That's where, police say, Rahim pulled a gun on Watson and demanded Watson surrender the drugs. Watson refused, and police say Rahim shot him in the face fatally. Rahim then took some $700 worth of heroin, police said, ran out of the house, and got into a vehicle where Bratz was waiting. The pair fled the scene, then ditched the car in Ansonia. They had Rahim's girlfriend report the car stolen. Rahim and Bratz have each confessed to their roles in Watson's murder, police said. Each has been charged with felony murder and robbery. Bond is $1 million each. A Norwalk man faces gun charges after police say he fled from them as officers investigated a loitering complaint late Sunday. 22-year-old James Ray of Ely Avenue was with a group of people in front of a store at 90 South Main Street shortly before 10 Sunday night. There were a number of loitering complaints police investigated. As officers approached, they said Ray was holding his waistband and then took off running. Police said they saw Ray remove his hand from his waistband behind St. Joseph's Church, then reach into a garbage can. Officers later found a loaded .22 caliber handgun in that trash can. Ray was taken into custody a short distance from there and charged with carrying a pistol without a permit, interfering with an officer, loitering on school grounds, possession of a weapon on school grounds, and simple trespass. Ray's bond set at $75,000. Daisy, a 400-pound fiberglass cow, Don, has been stolen from her pasture in front of Sunny Days Ice Cream at 808 Post Road in Fairfield. The cow, 4 feet by 5 feet, was stolen sometime between 11:45 Friday night and 11 Saturday morning. Police and the store's owner have said that they believe this to be a Halloween prank and not the first time Daisy has disappeared. In 2005, Daisy was taken and later found near the railroad tracks. Daisy is valued at $1,500. And while we're talking about Halloween, state police at their headquarters are collecting candy. If you have extra candy, state police are collecting it to donate to troops serving overseas. That a photo provided by state police from a previous collection. So if you've got extras and you don't want the kids to be bouncing off the walls anymore today, you can sneak it up to the state police headquarters. 11:15 on your coffee break. We are going to step out, take a break, come back. Don's going to take us back in time on your coffee break on the HAN network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Football University, the nation's leading football training experience, is now accepting applications for its 2015 camps. Our elite faculty of NFL coaches and top professionals teach position-specific on the field and in the classroom to improve your football IQ and help you reach your full potential as a player. Apply today at footballuniversity.org. Football University, where technique plus talent beats talent alone.
We'll come back.
The fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fishermen simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Right. Are you easy to scare? HAN Network's Fast Frights movie contest is here. Can your film make the cut? Submit your 3-minute scary movie today for a chance to win a DJI Phantom 3 drone, sponsored by Milford Photo. The only thing to fear is missing the deadline.
But it has to have been submitted already, so we need to do a vote for it.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to your coffee break on the HAN Network. John Kovac with Donald Eng, Sharon Glad on the controls this morning. Kind of an overcast day. They're calling it partly cloudy, getting into the low 60s today. Overnight, partly cloudy, low in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, a sunny election day, highs approaching 70. Time again for our daily trip back in time with Donald Eng, who's celebrating the passage of time today.
Yes, on this day in 1972, Bronx, New York. We don't need to go there, though. You know, a very smart man made this country a little bit wiser on this day. But first we go to 1947. Howard Hughes flew the Spruce Goose, a huge wooden plane, for 8 minutes off the coast of California. It was the plane's only flight. The plane was named Spruce Goose because of the white-gray color of the spruce wood he used to build it. It never went into production, and if you want to get a scale of just how big it is if you're watching, look at the men getting on board at the front there. That is big. 1948, Harry S. Truman defeats Thomas E. Dewey for the U.S. presidency. The upset victory surprised many polls and newspapers, most notably the Chicago Tribune, which published an early edition that had the headline, Dewey Defeats Truman. And finally, in 1959, unfortunately, the quiz show scandals. 21 game show contestant Charles Van Doren admits to Congress that he had been given answers and questions in advance in the television quiz show 21. The country then found out, to its everlasting horror, you can't always believe everything you see on television. I know, the innocence, just you could hear it crash and burn.
Saw some stuff I didn't want to believe over the past few days.
Yeah, I can imagine. It was especially if you're a New York sports fan last night. If you were a New York sports fan yesterday, you just didn't see anything that was even remotely positive for you. But if you look back in history, I am Donald Ing.
Yeah, I'm only a Met fan, so that was the.
Oh, so you didn't get to enjoy the Giants
lived
collapsing
vicariously through my wife and the Jet game vicariously through my brother.
Yeah, but you probably enjoy the Jets, seeing the Jets lose.
I wish to invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege. Don, you're going to bring us up to speed on sports.
Speaking of sports, yes, we have. It was a busy weekend over this weekend, particularly with the football. We start with the FCAC on Friday night. Greenwich 35, Fairfield Ludlow 14, New Canaan 52-14 over Norwalk. Ridgefield 35, Bridgeport Central 8. St. Joseph 48, Stamford 20 in a game you saw on the HAN network. Darien beat Wilton 48-7. Fairfield Ward 28, Danbury 26, and Trumbull 33-15 over McMahon. We also had some other scores out of our coverage area that will have some effect on some of the playoff races for the state. Most notably, Southington beating New Britain 35-0. Maloney 54, Farmington 28. Middletown 33, Newington 7, and also in the NVL, Ansonia 40, Oxford 13, and Seymour 43-28 over Derby in a game that shook up the Class S playoff race. To the Saturday results in the FCAC, only one game of note: Trinity Catholic 56-28 over West Hill. And West Haven 48, Wilbur Cross 8 out of the SCC. That also with some Class L playoff implications. And speaking of sports, it's a busy week for the HN Network this week.
Yes, it is. Starting tonight, doubleheader from Fairfield Ludlow. Boys soccer, Don?
Boys soccer today from Fairfield Ludlow. We have the FCAC semifinals. Over the weekend, Ludlow beat Ward 1-0 in the quarters. Greenwich 2-1 over Wilton. That was actually a bit of an upset. That was a 3-6 game. Danbury 3, Ridgefield 0, and Darien blanked Staples 2-0. So today, from Fairfield Ludlow High School, we have number 6, Greenwich. We'll take on number 2, Darien, that at 5 o'clock. And number 4, Ludlow, 11-3-3, will face number 1, Danbury in the nightcap at 7 p.m. We also, tomorrow we will have field hockey for everybody. That's from McMahon High School, a doubleheader there. Over the weekend, New Canaan blanked Greenwich 1-0, Norwalk 1, Staples 0, Wilton over Ridgefield 2-1, Darien 5, Trumbull 1. So we will have New Canaan, Norwalk, Wilton, and Darien in the semis tomorrow. And then as we go on to Wednesday, girls soccer, the FCAC championship game, also the boys soccer championship game, those both from Norwalk High. The girls first at 4:30, the boys at 7. On Thursday, the FCAC championship in field hockey from McMahon High School at 7 p.m. And on Saturday we have the volleyball championships at Ludlow at 4 o'clock. Those are all on the HAN Network pay-per-view channel. That's championships.han.network. To watch all of those championship games, you can log on and it'll show you how to get a pass for that. So exciting week for the HAN Network.
Very exciting week. The FCAC championships, again, that's all on pay-per-view. You'll see them all exclusively here on the HAN Network. One score that jumped out at me, Don, There was a lot of talk about it in the off season, and a little preview of Nutmeg Sports, which will be coming up later on. Harding over Capital Prep. After Harding jumped from the FCAC to the Constitution State Conference, that a big win that puts the Presidents in the driver's seat for a state playoff berth.
Right. Harding currently holding down the number 2 spot in Class L behind North Haven. And, that move to the CSC, is it fair for a large city school to be competing against these smaller tech schools? Well, that's kind of an argument for another day. But I think, I thought the Presidents would be better than they were last year, but obviously with a rookie coach and a freshman quarterback, they struggled to a 4-6 record in the FCAC. But still, 4-6 is not what I would call uncompetitive. And then this year, with another year of experience, a little bit more depth, they are they are right now, I would say, the odds-on favorite to win out and lock down either a first or second seed in the Class L playoffs. So yeah, a very very exciting time. I'm always happy to see the city schools do well.
And the Presidents with a 28-13 triumph over Capital Prep on Saturday. We're going to talk about, well, maybe not presidents, but elected officials. And the big day that is tomorrow, when we're back on your coffee break on the HAN Network.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Tired of all the bull? Relax and enjoy the experience of buying a car at Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. No bull allowed.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Welcome back to your coffee break on the HAN Network. John Kovach back with you. Donald Eng and I holding down the fort today. Kate Czaplinski will be back at 11 tomorrow with your coffee break. And by then we will be right in the middle of Election Day. Municipal elections being held throughout Connecticut Tuesday. Polls are open from 6 tomorrow morning until 8 in the evening. When the polls close at 8 that night, Josh Fisher and Kate Czaplinski will host an election night show. You can see it live.han.network, which is where you should be watching us right now. As the results roll in, Josh and Kate will be talking with politicians, editors, and reporters out in the field as the future of Fairfield County is shaped. And then if you miss election night Coffee Break will be back with you 11 a.m. Wednesday. Kate back here at the news desk. Couple of organizations will be holding collections and food drives at the polls on Tuesday. Person to Person in Darien will be collecting food at those locations in Darien. Girl Scouts around Connecticut will be set up selling cookies as they are each election day. They're encouraging you to buy some to send to troops serving overseas. And then I know where I am in Fairfield, there are a lot of bake sales, etc., to raise money for certain activities. Kind of one of the highlights of going to the polls.
I mean, you get to participate in the great American Democratic Republic, and you can pick up some Thin Mints. I mean, what's better than that?
Not much.
I can't think of anything.
Not much.
Chocolate chip cookies, bake sales.
So go cast your vote, or you can't complain, and you won't get any cookies. We'll be back tomorrow on Election Day, and we'll be with you tomorrow night with election coverage. For Donald Eng, Sharon Glatt, John Kovach, thanks for watching Coffee Break on the HAN Network.